In the last section, we added navigation to our buttons using our project functions, namely the change screen. If we compile this and go to runtime, you'll see that we are able to navigate using our buttons. Now you may notice that my screen looks a little different, and that's because I've changed the setting. Now I have these scroll bars. And notice that if I change the size of this browser window, it doesn't scale. And this is probably not what we want. So I'm going to show you a couple of settings about picture windows that will allow you to scale on demand. So in order to get our runtime window to scale correctly, we're going to open the SIMATIC Runtime Manager. And what you want to do is right-click on it and choose Run as Administrator. This is because you can't make changes to your runtime project unless you're in the administrator mode. So if you don't see administrator here in the title bar, it will prompt you when you're making changes to relaunch. So this is our project that is currently in runtime, and we're going to select it and we're going to hit Settings. We have this auto scale function here. It says adapt screen to window. The screen is the screen you created in TIA Portal, and the window is what is showing that screen, so in this case a browser. And so this is going to be for your base screen. So we'll just check this box. Notice that it says that the changes are only effective after restarting the project at runtime. So if you don't restart runtime, you're not going to see it take effect. So we'll check that, click OK, and then we will stop runtime. And then we'll just hit restart. Now that I've restarted runtime, I will bring my browser window back up, log in, and you can see it looks different. We kind of have a gray bar over here. That's because our height to width ratio isn't dead on. But if I scale it in any direction, you can see that it automatically fits the window. So in this case, the browser is our window, and then these screens are our screens. I'd like to point out a similar setting on the ScreenWindow object, which is this object that we're using to show the different screens. Going back to TIA Portal, on our main screen, click on your Screen Main Window Display window, and on your Properties tab, you'll see that there is a Fit Screen in Window. There's also Fit Window and Screen, so that's the reverse. The window will resize itself to fit the size of the screen. Now if we want to test out the Fit Screen in Window, you can go to your Windows settings, and we're going to make it sizable. Now you can turn on Can Be Sized, but this alone is not going to work, because in order to size it, this window also has to have a border. So I'm going to also check Show Border. And then we will save this and then just download our changes. And then if we pull up runtime and refresh, we'll have to log back on. But now notice we do have a border, and my cursor indicates I can resize it. And notice that it does in fact fit to scale. So we have the same fit screen to window functionality on the picture window object as we do in the base screen. The difference is in the runtime manager, this auto scale property only affects your base screen, which is your primary screen for your runtime application. In our case, that is our main screen. So if you'd like to try these settings for yourself, go ahead and pause the video, open your Runtime Manager, change your auto scale setting, and you can also change your setting on your main screen and see how that affects your runtime application.